gone, good things are in.
When I made that record, I had no record deal whatsoever. No idea if I could ever get one. I really was finished. And I'd gone back to doing it for a hobby. Just at home on my own for a hobby. Didn't even know if I'd be able to put another album out ever. Really didn't know what my future had in store. So it was absolutely pure of heart, that record. And I found that I really enjoyed it. And it was very different to what I'd done before in a number of ways. And it was just such a huge turning point for me, and not just because of the music that I made, but the way my attitude to making it, my reasons for making it, how you feel about it when you've done it. And all the things that have been missing for the previous 10 years all came back, simply by going back to some grassroots really, and just doing it for the love of it, the way I did when I was 18 and 19, before I even had a career or a record deal. And that was the thing that had been wrong. You know, I'd lost that.
But you mentioned the word hobby there, and one of the things is it has to be mentioned. I know you don't do it anymore too much, but I mean, like, the biggest thing about Gary Numan in terms of other things outside music at the time was your hobby, because nobody else in music had the hobby that you had, which is like not just flying airplanes, but being A divisions, flying serious stuff to the point where you were really expert at what you did. At one stage you flew around the world solo, let's put it that way, right? The famous time when you flew around the world solo and you were forced to land in India and you were arrested for being a spy. How do you look at that now? Did you spend time in jail in India?
It was 4 days under house arrest in a room, yeah, with an armed guard.
You weren't spying, were you?
Yeah, they told us stuff. They said, you know, why have you got the cameras? I said, we're flying around the world. Were you taking photographs of the Russian submarine base? So, what Russian submarine base would that be then? They said, it's 20 miles south of it. Yes, 20 miles south of it. I said, what are you telling me for? Yeah, it was like Keystone Cops. It was the funniest thing. It was really, really funny until it got heavy. Yeah. And then it was really, really frightening. It changed like that. And guns everywhere. I didn't know they had guns. Yeah, they would come in 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. All the 4 nights that we were there, the door would come flying in, they'd come shouting, and why are you here? And why aren't you being cooperative? What does that mean? You know, they said if I was famous, I said, look, I'm famous and flying around the world because it would create publicity. It's a good thing, and it's an adventure. I want to do it. They said, well, if you were famous, you would wear your press cuttings, like you carry them with you wherever you go. Yeah.
You mean you don't carry them with you?
You just couldn't communicate on the same level at all. It was just weird, really, really weird.
In the last few years you've given it all up because there's been a lot of your friends have died. In 1996, like literally double figures, 10 of them died or whatever, and a lot of others as well, because all this air show stuff, it can be very dangerous and you know too many people. Is that one of the reasons? Is that just like, you know, enough is enough, it's time to throw in the towel to this thing?
To do that sort of thing, you have to be absolutely arrogantly confident that when you're going down and you're just off the ground and you pull, that you are going to get all the way around.
Yeah.
You are, and you would do it time and time and time again. And there was a moment when I was going in and I pulled and I came over the top and I just had that flicker of not being sure. And all of a sudden it just changed. And I saw the ground. It was fine actually, but that moment of terror when you think you haven't quite got it right. And from that moment on, my confidence wasn't absolutely spot on. I would always... You have to know you're going to get round it, or whatever the manoeuvre is, you have to know it's going to happen. You mustn't hope it's going to happen. And I started to have a tiny little bit of hope. Get out, because you're done now. You're going to, if you keep on doing it, you're going to die. You get out.
Because when you look back on the years that you mentioned there, in terms of like things not going so well for a while, like they went really low. I mean, they went to the point where you joined a gun club in Hollywood and you started buying weird guns, and you're supposed to have had some major air rifle in your house for keeping people away, and you were more than content to use it. You had a stalker, you had all this kind of thing. One of the things though, one of the stories that's just very odd, is you were queuing up once in America to buy a hamburger, and you had a cricket bat in your hand.
That was England.
Oh, it was in England?
Yeah.
All right. And you were arrested for having an offensive weapon or a dangerous weapon or something. Yeah. What was that about? Did you look as though you were going to crown the guy in front of you? Would you hurry up and down for some...
It was a hamburger van on the side of the road near Heathrow Airport. I used to have a little rounders bat in the car. And you could often wait 15, 20 minutes, sometimes half an hour to get... I used to go there all the time to get a hamburger cooked for you. And so I used to take a little ball and and just mess about, you know, while I was waiting for it. I knew the people that owned the fair used to come around our house quite a lot. So they were like friends, you know. And then on this particular day, a police car went past, and she was really horrible, actually, really aggressive and offensive and arrogant woman. And anyway, I got arrested for having an offensive weapon, which was this little rounder's bat, about this big. And she said, "Where's the ball?" And I said, "Well, you know, the nettles stinging us everywhere." I said, "It was over there." But, you know, I'm not, it's a, you know, 20p tennis ball. I'm not going to wade through nettles to get it. You know, I'll go and buy another one. So, well, that's a bit suspicious. What's suspicious? You know, what do you think I'm going to do? I had a Ferrari. So I got a Ferrari Boxer sitting there with a GN4 number plate on it, like I'm going to mug the burger van and make a discreet exit in the bloody Ferrari. You know, what are you talking about? You know, and I did get a bit grumpy, and I'm normally really cool with the police because I'm, you know, just be nice, things fade away. But it had been a rubbish day, a really rubbish day, and then right at the end of it, I'm going to get a burger and go home. And then she starts, you know. And then she said in court that the thing that aroused her suspicion was that I was hiding it up my sleeve. I had a short sleeve T-shirt on like this. How can I hide a bat up my sleeve? Silly cow, you just made up all this stuff. But someone else in court said he couldn't have been buying, what was it he said? He couldn't have been playing rounders or with a bat because I was there a week before at 6 o'clock buying a hot dog, and it was all covered in nettles. Well, they don't do hot dogs, and they didn't even open until 7. You know, just lied through their teeth. And I thought, what was that all about? You know, what are you doing? What are you going to get out of this? You're going to get me done for something I've not done. You know, and 3 separate policemen stood up in court and absolutely lied. I was shattered. I'd had a really juvenile, perhaps, opinion about the police, and I honestly did think that it was just whiter than white. I really did. I'd never had any dealings with them before, and I just really believed it. I had friends when I was a kid that used to say they'd get arrested, you know, when they were drunk and got knocked about by the police. I used to think, you liars, that would never happen. And then you find out that, you know, for absolutely nothing whatsoever, they're going to lie in court to try to get you done for something which you didn't do. I was shattered, really, really shattered.
Okay, they're examples of not good things necessarily, although I must say the, what do you call it, kind of, I don't know, the Indiana Jones aspect of that Indian story we mentioned there, I think it's pretty cool. There's not many people who could put that in their CV. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? By the way, just a minute, going around the world solo on that, was it, besides the Indian one I mentioned, was it cool?
That was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Yeah, we had
Is that good or bad?
No, it was just bad. I'm really, really glad I did it, but it was full of drama. It was scary.
Okay, well listen, what's going to happen next, Gary? Like, I get the impression you're not going to spend as long bringing out a follow-up to Jagged for starters,
right? 2007.
Right, okay. And the same for that, after that, and after that. Keep making music now that the momentum is there.
Yes.
The momentum that you probably felt you deserved for so many years, and in some ways never got. It's the kind of, the red carpet respect now. It's never too late, is it?
It's nice being me at the moment.
By the way, I don't know why I'm saying that, because you've had massive #1s anyway, and you've had huge albums and Wembley Arena sellouts all over the world. You've had it good as well. It's just that sometimes there's some people who didn't want to know too much about Gary Numan.
It's been very up and down. Yeah, very, very high and very, very low. And I kind of feel like I'm in the middle now, but at least it's moving upwards. So it's a cool place to be.
A cool place to be. Gary, thanks a million for talking to us. Good
pleasure.
Thanks very much. Thanks a million.
On Saturday at 9, there's a chance to get some rock into your life and into your home. Sky Arts turns the volume up and goes and gets some more speakers. Launching our centre stage rock slot, the White Stripes, the Shins and Neil Hannon all perform exclusively for you in From the Basement. Next tonight, though, it's George Harrison night, starting with a concert for Bangladesh revisited.